Today we're going to be talking about the Fujifilm X100F, not the V, the F. This little camera right here is amazing. And come closer. And if that is all you needed to purchase this camera, you should go ahead and do it. But if you want to know why, stick around and I'll let you know. This video is not why the X100F is better than the X100V, because it's not. It's just not. Statistically, objectively, it's not better. But this video is why that shouldn't stop you from getting the X100F and why this is still a great camera. So with all that being said, let's just get into it. The first reason to get the X100F over the V is because it's the same form factor. It's just as portable, fits in any bag, any jacket pocket. As a matter of fact, check off the lens hood. Fits in my jacket pocket. These are shorts. My short pockets. The biggest thing that drew me to the X100 series cameras was the small form factor with the 35mm equivalent lens. I've tried 24 in the past on my A7 IV, and it was just too wide. 35mm, fell in love instantly. I wanted to take that 35mm lens with me everywhere, and I did, for a short period of time. It was just too bulky, there was no putting it in your jacket pocket, and that's where the X100F came in. It was perfect. The right lens, the right size. I actually wanted to take it with me, and I looked forward to it. The next reason I love this camera is the look. Fuji has this thing where they mimic the look of old vintage film cameras and apply it to their modern day digital cameras. If we compare it to the Yashica Electro 35 that I have here, someone that doesn't know anything about cameras may not be able to tell which is which because they look so similar. As a matter of fact, the first time I went to go use my X100F, somebody approached me and their first question was, "Hey, is that a film camera?" They are just so similar looking. It's hard to tell the difference. I have been struggling for a while now, wanting to take more film photos on my film cameras. I have a number of film cameras that work, a number that don't. Also, a fridge full of film. But it's just so expensive to do film nowadays, especially with its rise in popularity again. So that's where the X100F comes in with its film simulation. As you saw at the beginning, and I'll put more up now, the film simulations on these cameras are fantastic. They look so good, and there's even websites that give you film recipes to try out different looks, different styles of different vintage films that we had in the past, and you want to mimic it with digital. So combine the best of both worlds, convenience and look and nostalgia, and you just get it all in one package. But a lot of people are buying the X100V way over retail value for this look, for the film simulation, when all Fuji cameras do it nowadays. As you can see, the X100F takes beautiful photos. The film simulations look great, and there's no reason to pay way more than a camera is worth just for a few features. Just go with the older version instead, that is still just as good. The fourth reason to get the X100F is the quality and ease of use. Most of us want these cameras to connect our phone to it, download some JPEGs, and share it quickly on social media. And the images straight out of camera, I don't even edit them. That was a big thing with my A7 IV. I would take a whole bunch of pictures, didn't feel like editing them at the end of the day, and then they would just sit there and never get used. These actually get used. And I know the X100V has an updated lens, it's sharper, especially wide open, but this is mostly noticed on macro shots. And let's be honest, if these cameras weren't capable of macro, would you still get one? And let's be even more honest. When's the last time you shot macro? The answer to these questions is probably yes, and quite possibly never. All that being said, what most people are going to use these cameras for, the quality is more than good enough, and it's super easy to use. I just leave mine on auto shutter speed, auto ISO, and just control the aperture. So you can go as manual or as automatic as you want. It's so easy to use. Transfer it to your phone, share it on social media. And my final of the 5 reasons why to get the X100F is the cost savings. And this might be the biggest reason for some, but it should be for all. because like I said, some people are paying way too much for the X100V, more than it's worth, and it retails for $1,400 and I've seen them go for over $2,000. That camera is not worth that kind of money. I got this X100F for $900 on eBay, $500 less than a new X100V, and less than half the price than some of them are reselling for. I also scoped out eBay for a few weeks before I pulled the trigger on this one, and if you're patient, I saw good condition ones going from anywhere as low as $800 to $900. So you might find a deal. So obviously I should take a minute and say why you might want to wait and not pay retail for the X100V. And the first reason is the weather sealing. That's one of the biggest reasons I was waiting for the X100V to come back in stock. But then I got to thinking, with my A7 IV that is weather sealed, I don't like taking it out in the rain, and I'll probably never take advantage of that feature. So it's not something I'd really be missing out on. The X100V has a flip screen on the back, which yes, I wish this camera had, but it's not a deal breaker. The lens is, yeah, it's sharper, but I've never taken a photo on the X100F and thought, man, I wish this was just a little sharper. Hasn't happened yet. And finally, if you're for some reason shooting in the desert all the time, the X100V has an extra stop on the ND filter, but nothing crazy. With all that being said, in full transparency, if the X100V was in stock, I'd have that one and I wouldn't be making this video. But now that I have the X100F, this is my favorite camera I've ever owned because like I said, I want to take it with me, which means I will take more photos, I will make more memories, and I'm not missing out on any of the features that I thought I needed. My only regret about getting the X100F is that I didn't get it sooner and that I waited for the X100V. Go get yourself an X100F. You've been waiting long enough.